wishing a very good morning to one and all. It was an amazing start by the keynote speakers, Jatin sir and Kiran ma'am. And those were some very strong and emotional words, I would say, when she said, "आप हमारे पास दो पाँव हैं और हम excuses बनाते हैं, तुम्हारे पास एक है और तुम कहाँ तक दौड़ गई." Those are some very emotional and strong words. Thank you for those motivational words. And इस तो better start नहीं हो सकता सीगा आज दे playwright event था. So thank you so much for those words, Kiran ma'am. Thank you, Vivek Atre sir, for inviting us. And for the first time in Playwright in this 9th edition, I believe ice hockey is being discussed. So ice hockey, most of the times, कल शाम को भी हम ये बात discuss कर रहे थे कि most of the times when we talk about ice, in general, it is when we ask for ice for a glass of drink. And in this part of the region, when we are talking about ice hockey, I mean, we had some discussions, of course, details, sir, ma'am, देंगे यहाँ पे. But इस time इंडिया में ice hockey इतनी difficult है sustain करनी और खेलनी के पूरे साल में hardly 1.5 या 2 महीने मिल पाते हैं ice hockey खेलने के. वो भी ले शिमला उन रीजन्स में जहाँ पे ice hockey खेल रहे हैं players. तो पूरे साल में सिर्फ 1.5 या 2 महीने प्रैक्टिस करके भी हमारी इंडियन हॉकी की जो टीम है, आइस हॉकी की जो इंडियन टीम है, वो एशिया कप में ब्रोंज मेडल लेके आई है लास्ट ईयर. That's a big thing. So a quick round of questions first. Same question to all of you, which I would request to be answered briefly, and then हम डेप्थ्स में जाएंगे आइस हॉकी के. हरजिंदर सर, मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन थोनू and to everyone. How did ice hockey come in your life? Being in India, ice hockey के ऊपर काम करना, इतने सालों से मेहनत करते रहना, ice hockey की शुरुआत आपकी लाइफ में कैसे हुई सर?
I'm an event manager by profession. So I did one Asian Championship in Dehradun ice rink, and that's how the beginning happened. I was invited for the World Championship in Helsinki. And when I saw the sport in detail, I mean, in close quarters, I realized the other sports, managing sports events. So I realized that the other sports were way behind what ice hockey has to offer, whether it is excitement or the speed. And it's considered the second most dangerous sport after boxing. It's the fastest sport. And considering the commercial aspect, we have a very short game of 20 minutes per period, 3 periods. There's a break of 15 minutes. Then I was calculating those 15 minutes can be utilized for commercial breaks and how much revenue it can come in. Compared to cricket, yes, cricket had a 5-day test. Then came the 1 day. And then came T20, but T20 again is 4 hours almost. So I thought this is the sport in which 2-hour package is worth spending so much time on this thing, and one game is good enough to attract and generate a good revenue for the sport. And since the sport was not known in India, all along my life, I had been attracted to challenges. So when they asked me, why don't you promote ice hockey, I said, why not? So that's how I came on board.
Amazing, sir. Thank you so much for your efforts to promote ice hockey in India. Miss Diskit, so you were into figure skating first.
Yes.
And so, I want to ask you very clearly, was it just curiosity? Or something happened, some incident happened in life that led you to playing ice hockey?
Yeah, so I come from Ladakh, and for us, ice hockey was something we celebrated as a recreational sport, because the climatic conditions in Ladakh gets very harsh in winters, और हमें आइडिया ही नहीं था कि ये विंटर ओलंपिक स्पोर्ट है. And on, we had no idea, and personally I had no idea that a women can play this sport. क्योंकि पहले जब से मैं छोटी थी, started जैसे आइस हॉकी या फिर स्केटिंग जो है लद्दाख में शुरू हुआ, men's were already playing hockey, And for the girls and women, it was individual sport like figure skating and speed skating. So I also, I mean, I started skating at 12 years. And हमारे लिए ऐसा था कि तुम सिर्फ स्पीड स्केटिंग या फिगर स्केटिंग कर सकते हो, तो बट वो काफ़ी लिमिटेड था हमारे लिए. एंड मुझे ये लगता था कि व्हाई नॉट हॉकी फॉर अस. तो आइडिया ही नहीं था कि लड़कियां भी खेल सकती है. सो देयर इज अ वन टूर्नामेंट दैट हैपेंस इन लद्दाख विच इज़ कॉल्ड इंडो कैनेडियन फ्रेंडशिप कप. तो वहाँ पे क्या होता है कि वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई आइस हॉकी स्टार्टेड इन लद्दाख. सो द Canadian commission that is in Delhi, they used to come and play the sport. Mostly the foreigners, embassy people, they come and play the sport. और यूजुअली मेंस को ही हमने देखा हॉकी खेलते हुए. बट वंस इन अ सीजन आई रियलाइज दैट देयर वाज वन वुमेन वाज आल्सो लाइक केम फ्रॉम यूएस एंड वो भी वहाँ पे हॉकी खेल रही थी. सो आई वाज वेरी इंट्रिग्ड एंड आई वाज वेरी फैसिनेटेड एंड आई वेंट एंड आस्क्ड हर कि क्या लड़कियाँ भी ये गेम खेल सकती है. सो शी वेरी नाइसली शी आंसर्ड कि व्हाई नॉट, यू कैन आल्सो प्ले दिस.
वुमेन्स टीम थी या मेंस टीम में ही लड़की खेल रही थी?
मेंस टीम में ही खेल रही थी. तो फिर वहीं से हमारा जर्नी शुरू हुआ. एंड धीरे धीरे करके देन यू नो विद द हेल्प ऑफ आइस हॉकी एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडिया, ऑफ कोर्स दे स्टार्टेड होस्टिंग विमेन चैंपियनशिप एज वेल. तो वहीं से ही फिर देन एवरीबडी स्टार्टेड पिकिंग अप द स्पोर्ट. सो दैट्स हाउ वी वर ऑल इंट्रोड्यूस्ड लाइक दैट.
That's how you were introduced, and it's been 10 years जब पहली बार टीम फॉर्मुलेट हुई इंडिया की आइस हॉकी की. You were a part of that team in 2016.
जी.
And now in 2026, it's been 1 decade and you are part of Indian team for ice hockey.
जी.
Amazing.
बिल्कुल.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Gurpreet sir, so ਤੁਸੀਂ already ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਲਾਈਫ ਚ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ sir, business and then your own school and everything. So how did ice hockey happen in your life?
So, well, initially when I got into the ice hockey, thanks to my friend Jindi, my class fellow from school. So when somebody asked me ice hockey and you, Gurpreet, I said, yeah, the only time I saw ice was in my drink in the evening after 8 p.m. That's the honest answer. Because we had no clue about ice hockey at that time. And I joined, we met after a long time, and I told him what I'm doing in school and promoting sport in my own way with children. So he encouraged me, so why don't you come and look at the sport and see if you have the synergy to contribute or to do something about it. And this is 2018 when I joined the IAHF, the Indian Ice Hockey Association of India, as an executive member. And from there on, one has grown and been part of the sport. I've been to the World Championship with them, and I've seen how the sport has really, made its roots in the hills of India. So much so that when I was traveling, I had gone for an expedition to Spiti Valley, and I went to Kaza. And when they got to know that I was from ice hockey, the locals could come across and tell us, "Sir, thank you so much for developing the sport." Because Kaza was one center was developed with Jindi's hard work, and this is the locals have got something to do now. The children have something to play with. It's an encouragement. So I think that's why I got very encouraged that this is something we can do. And the other reason why I got involved was because this game is in its infancy in India. And there's so much possibility. And it's an Olympic sport. So it's a great chance for children to get encouraged to play the sport, join the movement. And it's great possibilities. Now we have a rink in Dehradun, which is being used as we speak. There's a league on right now, which we'll talk about later, I guess. So it's been a journey since 2018. And I'm here thanks to my friend who encouraged me, and I'm very happy to be here. Whatever position doesn't matter, but being part of the sport is more important.
Amazing, sir. Thank you so much for those words. Harjinder sir, you are the founder of Ice Hockey Association of India. And just like पहले keynote speaker ने भी बात करी कि जो सामने हमें result दिखता है कि sports person खेल रहा है, उसके पीछे there's a lot of struggle and a lot of efforts done by a lot of people. You are one of those people who are working at the back end. So, administrative point of view though, if we want to discuss a few things, what sort of support are you getting to promote? I mean, I would like to give an example of the game pickleball over here, recently introduced, but there's a lot of support being given to pickleball to somehow promote it and bring it to the front. Similarly, what sort of support in the ecosystem is there for ice hockey in India?
Actually, I'm not the founder. Uh, this sport came in because of Colonel Kumar. Colonel Kumar is the first deputy leader of the first Everest mission which went from India. And Colonel Kumar formed the Winter Games Federation, and from there came the ice hockey. And he has been the pioneer in winter sports. And his son was a good friend of mine, and then now I got into ice hockey. Administratively, he was responsible to get recognition from the international body, and then subsequently we got recognized as National Sports Promotion Organization, not as a National Sports Federation. They have a stringent law or the acts wherein you have to have 75% of India's states to be member of the association, which is not possible for winter sports. So we are still trying to get that 75% states. Thanks to recent success of Chandigarh in the Khelo India Winter Games, we have now almost 18 states playing ice hockey now. And that will, I mean, we have around 38, so I still have to cover few of them. That shall be covered in another 3, 4, 6 months. But to get government support, we need to be an NSF, and then only we can get some kind of a recognition for at least to get jobs also. But some of the organizations are offering jobs. Some state governments are offering jobs on sports quota. But that is a deterrent to us, because people come and take these certificates, and once they get certificates, they get a job, they forget about the sport. So idea is to promote the sport, take them to the next level. We have been doing that for last 10 odd years now. Even our men's team has won a silver in 2017. And girls, because of, I mean, it's sort of a movement. I mean, water is finding its own path to reach the ocean. That's what I feel. And the stones or the blockages may come on the way, but the movement is on. I mean, it will reach to a point where I think we'll be part of the Olympics. That's the dream. And only 12 teams participate in Olympics. Administratively support, I think we only expect government or private parties to give us infrastructure, and we have all wherewithal. We have good players. That is never a challenge in 1.4 billion country, I mean population country. We just need opportunities in a way that they get to play in proper infrastructure, international stadiums. We had this Dehradun ice rink till 2012, and then they stopped. So that is again one of the government's organization. So last year we got it initiated, recommissioned through Indian based out of US. So they came and helped us out. And meanwhile, the rink in Leh, which got initiated in 2009, finally got commissioned this 2 months back. So we have 2 international rinks now, and the women team actually practiced for a month in Dehradun, and the result is that we got the bronze. So if the infrastructure is there, I'm sure we can reach to the pinnacle of the sport. I mean, going to the Olympics and World Championships. We are doing this league. We have started putting it on our YouTube channel, but I'm sure the league internationally, the National Hockey League in America, the Hockey League, is the top 3 money grosser. And considering the population of US and Canada, I think 1.4 billion population in India, even 10% subscribes or watches ice hockey, or even less. I mean, you have 35 crores watching the World Cup final. The figures, viewers come on the right corner of Geo Star. So it showed a figure of 35 crores. So we only need 1 crore. So it's good enough to get a good revenue out of the sport. And it's a high risk, high gain. The only thing is we need good support financially and instructor. Rest we can manage. But we have been managing as of now. We still.
Sir, I would say that is a very positive statement when you said 1 crore viewers only. It is very difficult to even get sometimes 10 people to view and 1 crore, but inshallah that will definitely happen. It is not just your dream, I would say collectively as Indians, it is our dream to see Indian team in ice hockey, going throughout the world and winning laurels for our country. Miss Diskit, now this is something very important. I want you to share with all of us. You started playing in 2016, and last year in 2025, after playing for 9 years, you won bronze for India in Asia Cup. So representing India on international platforms and then bringing a bronze medal back to the country. वो experience share करो सबके साथ please.
I think I was really inspired by the speech that Kiran ma'am gave, that everybody appreciates you only when you have a medal. So, and nobody sees the struggle that we go through. So likewise, every sports person, I believe, has a struggle somewhere out there, and likewise we had the same. So for us, the most difficult part was that we had no infrastructure. And we have been training on frozen ponds and frozen lakes, and that too in minus 20 and 30 degrees Celsius. And that is another challenge. And I think we have surpassed all those things. We train throughout the year, but only for 3 months during the winters that we get. And thanks to global warming, again, it's shrinking down, which is sad for us. But I think the journey that we had spent over the past years until getting the medal was a lot. For the first international tournament, you would not imagine that, so most of the 80% of the team members, so we are 20 players in a team, and most of the players come from Ladakh. And imagine 90% of the women that when we formed the national team in 2016, 90% of the players didn't have a passport. Forget about passport. They have never traveled outside Ladakh. And not even seen an international size ice rink. We played on frozen ponds. We had no idea about the rules and regulations. We had no equipment. We borrowed the equipment from the men's team. I mean, such struggles. And there were so many, we had to pull the girls to make a team. Ki please aa jao, खेल लो. ना नेशनल खेलने जा रहे हैं हम, ये बोल के आ रहे थे कि हम फॉरेन कंट्री जा रहे हैं. We had to please them, ऐसा कर करके we made the team. So I think as a team, when we went in 2016, we didn't do glorious, of course. बहुत सारे लड़कियों ने पहली बार आइसक्रीम पे स्टेप करा, देखा ही नहीं था कि कैसा होता है. And we had such a bad failure at our first tournament. Honestly, we were losing with 11-0, 12-0, 40-0, something like that. I mean, huge margins. And injuries ho rahe the. I broke my ankle on the second match. And it was disaster. But then, after coming back from 2016, what I saw in everyone's face, like the 20 girls in a team, everyone was so thrilled and everyone was looking at each other and saying, "Ab to ye karna hai." मतलब अब तो इसमें हमें एक्सेल होना है, because we know the capabilities, we know, like, you know, we have seen each other do many things for fighting for, you know, even to play the sport. So what happens in Ladakh is like, I'm talking about like 5-6 years back, मेंस का गेम होता है, women's का गेम लास्ट में होता है. मेंस को बहुत सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, वुमेन्स को बहुत नीचे सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, यू नो, दे डोंट इवन से कि रख देते हैं, बिकॉज वैसा सीन हमने देखा हुआ है. एंड आई थिंक देन आफ्टर कमिंग बैक फ्रॉम 2016, देन वी वर सो, आई मीन वी पुश्ड ईच अदर सो मच दैट in 2017 so since we don't have an international size ice rink, what we did was we went to Kyrgyzstan before the tournament, and we trained for 2 weeks. We just trained for 2 weeks in Kyrgyzstan, and then we went for the tournament. That impacted a lot, and we were able to beat 2 countries, and we were positioned as the 4th in the, I mean we were supposed to be the third place के लिए हमने बहुत ज़्यादा fight किया, but then somehow it didn't make up, but then we positioned 4th out of 7-8 countries. So that was another achievement. फिर लगा कि हाँ फिर कर सकते, फिर better कर सकते. Then we, I mean, you know, we keep continuing playing hard, we keep pushing each other selves, and in 2019 again we won bronze medal. And then finally I think this last year का जो हमारा medal आया था, I think that was very much achievable because, like Jindi sir said, Himadri Ice Rink that has been opened in Dehradun, it's the first international ice hockey rink. That played a very important role in all our lives because we trained there for almost a month and so, and वहाँ पे हमने throughout the year training किया, and we were able to compete against such countries जो throughout the year training करती है. तो वो हमारे लिए बहुत ही पॉजिटिव पॉइंट रहा, एंड वी वर एबल टू गेट टू द ब्रॉन्ज मेडल. एंड या, आई मीन द जर्नी इज ऑलवेज, यू नो, स्ट्रगल एंड बैरियर्स, बट इट्स what we believe as a team that, you know, until and unless you don't fight for it and you have the courage and the hard work and passion that you have for the sport, will lead you somewhere out there. So that really helped all of us.
Thank you for sharing all those insights and experiences. Gurpreet sir, you mentioned some league which is already going on currently when we are talking, sitting here in this event. Sir, take us through some of the leagues which are organized for ice hockey, and in which part of seasons or which part of India are they organized?
So the league is one way to generate revenue. So I think Jindi will probably be able to give you more ideas on what the league system was, because he was pioneer in starting it. We're having a league right now running in Himdani Ice Rink in Dehradun, the finals on the 24th, where the dignitaries will be coming in. It is a place where you can actually practice and play the sport aggressively amongst various other teams. So I think league is one way to encourage children to play across the formats. But more than that, I think it's important for some organization to get behind us, because if this rink wasn't refurbished and the money wasn't spent, we wouldn't have been sitting here today. So the amount of money that is required, the infrastructure that is required to maintain the sport. I'll just give you an example. We have spent over 200 hours on this league while playing on the ice. Each hour we pay 10,000 rupees. Each hour. So that's the practice, and the other aspects are you looking at just 40 lakhs at one league running through at this time. So it needs a lot of support from some corporate or some government organizations. Government is going to be very difficult because there's so much bureaucracy, so much red tape. But I'm sure there are people who are around who can help, and we are doing our bit. Right now we're doing solely self-funded. Right now we're doing it ourselves. We have support from a friend from the US who's done it. He's supporting a lot. We're doing our bit. So I think it needs a lot bigger push. The league itself is just a start, but that's not the end. So today, if you want to achieve something, this game is so in sync with inline hockey that even if the ice is not available, most of the countries where ice is not available throughout the year, they play inline hockey 9 months in a year, then they shift to ice, and then from there they develop the sport. So I think there's a lot more things just in the league itself. There's infrastructure, support from the parents to allow the children to play, support from the organizations. So I think that's where the whole system has to evolve, where the parent sees a vision that yes, my child can play the sport and represent the country in an Olympic sport. It's such in other sports, if I just take cricket or hockey, there's a bottleneck. How many kids get to represent? Out of the number of children who play, vis-a-vis ice hockey, there is a chance. Well, those who are good can come forward, and there is enough opportunity. So, yeah.
Definitely, sir. And one last set of questions for all of you. And since you have the mic, sir, I'll ask the same question to you only. You've just talked about a lot of other sports, and as compared to them, it is very difficult to promote and sustain ice hockey. No doubt about that. Sir, we have a lot of sports persons and sports supporters over here as well. Mr. Harjinder Singh Jindi, he supports athletics, track and field events. Mr. Hassan Singh Meji, he supports hockey. So there are a lot of people working on a lot of sports. But those are the games which are connected to people because we know about those games. So take us through some of the missing links which are there, because of which we are not able to connect to ice hockey because we don't know about the game.
I think it's the awareness, which wasn't there earlier. Now, thanks to, at least let me talk about Chandigarh for the time being. The Chandigarh boys and girls team, they did exceedingly well. And they beat Ladakh in Ladakh. So, but that happened. But the boys got a silver medal in Khelo India. The girls got a bronze medal. So awareness has been created. I run a school, and parents have already started asking me, "Sir, why is my kid not selected for this? My kid plays inline hockey." I said, "Relax. This has happened. We have selected the team. Now we will expand the horizon. This is going to actually help us expand the horizon in this one local city, and we have like in 18 states. Now the idea is going to go to other places and encourage them to take part, develop the sport from under 12, under 14, under 18. We recently had a gentleman coming from Canada, Randeep, and he's one of the commentators on the ice hockey in Canada, the Punjabi channel, and they want to join hands with us to promote the sport, and they're coming in now sometime in March, I believe, and we're going to take them around and show them what we have. And that's how we will create awareness. When there is awareness, parents get the exposure that there is something happening here. And there is a chance, then the movement will start. It's like a ripple in a pond effect, right? Yeah.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much. And Ms. Diskit, we are talking about the administrative point of view till now with Gurpreet sir and Harjinder sir. But from a player's point of view, what is the future of ice hockey in India?
I think we have a lot of potential in Winter Olympic sport. Like everybody celebrates the Summer Olympic. Why not Winter Olympic? And likewise, sir said कि awareness नहीं है. So very true. I mean, we are, we have worked so hard that after getting the bronze medal, we got into Kaun Banega Crorepati. That is some kind of platforms that we really need, and platforms like this, PLAYWRITE, who would have imagined, I mean, thank you for inviting us. These are the platforms that we genuinely need, and we need people to listen to us. We try so much, and I think if we talk about awareness, I think you audience, who are here, you will be the further आप लोग इसको लेके जाओगे. So it is very much as our part to do, we have done it. We worked hard, we got the medal, we got the platform, and we are just sharing it. But I think in a way it's your kind of responsibility. I would say, I mean, you will tell it to 10 other people that there's ice hockey in India. I think that takes a very important role to all of you. So I think that's what we are doing, so platforms like this really matter to us, and then we keep on doing it. As long as you people will share it among yourselves, then it will grow, right? So I think everybody has the equal responsibility of doing it, And I hope we have a great potential in winter sport. And now, like the last Winter Olympics, I think social media में बहुत ज़्यादा hype हुआ है. This figure skater, it has got a very hype in all over the world. So it's taking up, and now we know that we also have a winter hub here in India. Why not promote it, And we have lots of potential of growing it here in India. Why not? Yeah.
Definitely, why not? And yes, it is a collective responsibility.
Yeah, and we also have Bhavani here, Winter Olympics skier. I mean, she have a panel here, and we people like us, we play through. She's from Karnataka and she plays winter sport. So imagine, I too come from Ladakh, and that's how it started. But then people like her get inspired, and so many people. So this is how the sport grows. तो बहुत ज़रूरी है मतलब करना ये सब.
And it is a collective responsibility of all of us. As you said, yes, we'll try our best to extend the word further. Sir, one last question to conclude today's panel discussion. A lot of growth and development is being discussed till now, but there definitely has to be some sort of strategy and how to implement those strategies in future. So what are those strategies or plans for growth and development of ice hockey in India? Especially in terms of Ice Hockey Association of India.
We are doing our bit, in the sense that we have already found a way to get maximum induction of players into the system. This summer we are doing under 12 and under 14. That's the point where we feel that the parents will have to chip in. And that's where the story of building the players starts. So under 12, under 14 is this summers, and possibly it will take another 10 years for this under 12 and under 14 year kid to be at par with international standards. People from Himalaya region, they start skating at an early age, and since the competition is not of par with the international standards, the growth doesn't happen that well. So when we go abroad to play the other teams, we get beaten very badly. But if you see, if we practice for 2 months, that is in last few years, but the other teams are already practicing for 300 days. We are practicing for only say 30 odd days. So there is a training ratio is only 1:10. So whatever you learn, you end of the season till the next season, you have already unlearned yourself because there has been no practice. And other person has grown from say A to AA, whereas we are at best stuck to A only. So with this thing, we are preparing a round the year calendar for Himalaya, and hopefully, if the government supports us, Gurpreet is working on it. We'll like to create Chandigarh as the highest hub, because with Chandigarh we tend to cover 5 different states, which is JK, Himachal, Chandigarh, Punjab, and lots of students from Ladakh are studying in Chandigarh. I think out of our Indian team, I think 8 of them were already studying in Chandigarh and in various boarding schools. So I think Chandigarh becomes a good hub, and if someone influential enough in this audience can get us the land, whether in New Chandigarh or wherever, and trust me, between Chandigarh, Punjab and Haryana, you will have many more Indian representation than any other. Chandigarh has proved its point by getting a silver in men, and women, they won a bronze. Haryana during a national championship had beaten the national champions IDBP also. That was just 6 months back. So I think there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of opportunity for us to grow, and it just needs to be nurtured, and A long term is I started thinking on those lines only. We are doing under 12 and under 14. So that, with one feet already in the grave, I think by the second time, because I should be able to see India in the Olympics.
Definitely, sir. Right. Thank you so much, Harjinder sir, Gurpreet sir, and Diskit man. Thank you so much for this.
Mubarak, I want to share something about the sport, this particular. You see, I commanded a battalion in 1986 to 88 at Leh. He mentioned Colonel Kumar. Siachen, if it is part of India, it is because of Colonel Kumar, and there is a Kumar post more than 20,000 feet height where I have gone many a times, and I have been to Siachen, and I have watched maximum number of these matches because Ladakh scout the best team. The rest of the division, entire division, we had one team, and the other side was only Ladakh scout, and they used to beat us hollow. So I watched so many matches of Ladakh scouts there. I'm so happy.
Even in the league, Ladakh Scouts had got into final.
Ladakh scouts is excellent. So very proud of you. Wonderful.
So just to add to whatever I just heard from you for the first time on ice hockey, having lived in Africa, I have seen certain sports grow in Africa from scratch, something like rugby. But what they started doing is that they actually started doing exchange programs with various other countries, those who were very good with the sport. For rugby, say New Zealand or South Africa were always champions. Like, India, Australia, Pakistan, etc. were known for cricket. These countries were known for rugby. And they started doing exchange programs at the school level. And believe me, in less than 10 years, Kenyan team under six-a-side, they became world champions. And I've seen these exchange programs because I used to actually stay there and used to look at that game because we never played rugby in India. For me, it was very fascinating, the kind of strength and the mobility that I see in the stadium. But these exchange programs, when people come from the countries where the sport is very, very busy and they are known for the sport, I think they bring in a lot of skill set and also create a lot of excitement at the ground level in the country where they're doing it. So these kind of exchange programs can also be looked at as part of the strategy to popularize the game at the school level and otherwise also bringing more kids into the play.
The current league is all Indians at the moment. We have 22 players. It's a scratch. It's a condition for us to be completing this league and getting into World Championships. That's the first step. That's the reason it has been done in a silent mode, because we didn't want it to get too much attention onto this league. The second league will be more lucrative. Possibly we will have team sponsors. Abhi to everyone is sponsored, self-sponsored, and we are doing our bit. But next year is going to be 15 Indian players with 7 or 5 international players. That's but my focus will be more on Asian players, because internationally Europeans and Americans think that it is their birthright. That so it will be more like cricket, what happened in 1983. We will do the same to them. The cricket born in England, they lost at Lords. So we will also. Internationally, if you see Olympics, they want to promote America. The market of winter sport is saturated in Europe and America. So if there are 100 people watching, that is it. So you need to increase the level of the sponsorship amounts and other things. They have to look at Asia. So Pyeongchang happened in 2018. 2022 again Asia, Beijing happened. And if you see, they also want to increase the market. And then you have Neeta Ambani also part of this, because that's where the mullah is. Everyone is driven by money. So India and China are the biggest markets for Olympic sport and Winter Olympic sport. And we like to encash on that. But still they don't want to let go it to this thing. the small mindset people ruling the sport. So intention is to create a bigger, it's all connected. You think well for hockey, but at the inside you want to keep the hockey to yourself. Sorry, so
Thank you so much, sir.
now
MC is
we want
reaching
to-
the mic is a clear indication to the moderator कि hun बहुत हो गया ना अभी ऐसे कवाएंगे आपे समझ में
Mubarak, one last point.
Sir, there is one request. We can carry on with queries and maybe questions later on during the discussions during lunch. You know, it will be easy. आप अभी एक statement बोल देंगे तो बात आती रह जाएगी. बाद में खुली बात करना, please. Yes, please.
I just want to reiterate the point which Jindi said, and if what you talked about schools where I can contribute locally as well as nationally because we have connections. The under 12, under 14 which has to develop doesn't have to develop on ice. The synergy between inline hockey and ice is there, and the kids practice with inline hockey, and then they have a transition to ice. And believe me, she can probably recall that point. That once they go onto the ice, they don't want to go back on inline hockey. They don't want, because it's so much faster, so much better. So we are working on it. Work under progress, sir.
Thank you for your time, respected panelists, and I would like to congratulate Playwright and Vivek Atre sir for introducing ice hockey to all of us. And along with that, for the first time on Playwright, we have Mubarak Sandhu as the moderator. So, sir, Mubarak. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, panelists.
Thank you, thank you, Vivek.
Thank you so much, sir. I invite Mrs. Aman Kulwant Singh and Justice Hasnain to honor our panelists.